Hello students, this is Dr. Henry and I will be presenting the guided project for Word Module 1, Sound Project 1A. If you would, please stop or pause the video and complete the following bulleted point steps. Okay, for those who are now restarting the video, I just want to go over a couple of things that you may have noticed. For those of you who have been doing projects with me, guided projects with me for a couple of weeks now, you may have noticed that normally you get an instruction file and a start file, and it's very rare that you will need an additional file, but in this instance you will need a support file, which in this case is a picture. And so I did want to show you, for those of you, if you clicked on it and let's say it opened inside of another application. So if I click on it here and it opens inside of Windows Media Player or some other application, you cannot use it for this project inside of another application. So what you should do is close that, and you may have to refresh your page. You may have to cancel and start over. I know for me, I can just kind of click continue and then go back and it'll refresh that link again. Sometimes for students, you do have to cancel and reopen it. But I did want to just show you that once you click on the item and it downloads in your download status bar, don't click it to open it. Use the arrow of options and say show in folder. Because we need to save this document or this picture to your actual device that you're going to be using. And the name of this one, you see, I've downloaded it several times. It's called Support blah 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 graduation. And so in this list here, I'm in my downloads folder. I can just kind of click, hold it, and drag it to the folder where I want it to go. In this case, I want it to go to the pictures folder. You may want to put it in one of your other folders. If it doesn't matter to you, I would say go ahead and put it in your pictures folder. That'll just make it easier to find. And once you have it and it's designated to the folder you want it to go to, you click release and it's now in that folder. So when I double click on it, you see that I have it there a couple of times because I've already downloaded it. But I did want to mention that. The only other thing I wanted to mention to students is if your item opens in protected view, and this is no matter what application you open, Access, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, etc. If something opens in protected view, you do have to click the enable option to have full access to the document. Now, hopefully you've already done those getting started steps that I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to quickly do my getting started steps where I actually save the document with the correct name that Sam is going to be looking for in order to grade it. Then I'm going to also make sure it's inside of the folder that I want it to be in. And then we'll get started. Okay, so in this example, I have the instruction file on the left, the start file on the right. It says we're going to be Avery University and we're completing a flyer with a picture. I'm going to skip past the getting started steps because you should have already done those and go directly to the project steps. Here it tells us you work in financial aid and you're going to be doing a flyer to advertise upcoming workshops. So it says we want to begin by changing the theme. So I just have my insertion point somewhere on the document and I'm actually going to go to the design tab, and number 1A says we want to change it to the office theme. I'm going to click the drop down for themes. I'm going to select office once they all load. It's now changed. I know it's changed because some of the text and colors changed. So I'm going to click my shortcut save in order to lock that step in. Then it also tells me to change the document theme colors to red. So I change the theme. Now still on the design tab, to change the color of that theme, I go to the colors drop down, find red, select it. I know it's selected because my colors changed again, and now I can press save. I'm on number 2. It says change margins to narrow. I'm going to go to the layout tab, go to margins, click narrow. I'm clicking save after each SAM step to lock it in, just to make sure that I get my SAM points. Number 3 says make the picture of the students more eye-catching by doing the following steps. So I'm going to first click on the picture. I know it's selected because it has sizing dots going all the way around it. I also now have a Picture Tools Format tab. You may not be able to see my entire title, but it's Picture Tools Format. And I'm going to click on it. because now it's viewable because I selected the picture. It says 3A, resize the picture to 2.5 in height. If you rest your mouse on each of these, it'll tell you which one it is. The first one is height, the second one is width. So in the height area, I'm going to type 2.5 and then I'm going to press enter. It now changed it and it automatically changed the height and width for us. I'm going to press save to lock it in. Next, it says in number 3B, apply a picture style called center shadow rectangle. My picture is selected. I'm on picture tools format. I'm going to click the drop down for quick styles, and I think it's on the third row. I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3. It says center shadow rectangle. That's the one we need. Click on it. You should now see a little gray shadow. Press save. Next thing you want to do is C3C says we want to add a glow picture effect. So my picture is selected. And this second one represents picture effects. If you rest your mouse on it, it should say picture effects. Click the drop down. We're going to the glow area and it says we want brown something. 5-point brown. Accent color 6 is the last one on the first row. I'm going to select it. I now see a little brown haze. I'm going to press save. I'm on number 4. It says draw attention to the flyer's headline, and then it tells us what the headline is. It says financial aid workshops. Normally headlines are at the top, but in this case it's actually underneath the picture. And to make this clearer, I'm actually going to go to my home tab and turn my formatting marks on. Formatting marks allow me to see exactly what line I'm on. So I'm going to turn formatting marks on while I work with this headline. So to select it, I'm going to triple click 1, 2, 3. It selects the entire line. Number 4A says we want to change the spacing before this to 12-point font. I'm going to go to the layout tab. In the paragraph area, there's a spacing section. The one at the top is spacing before, and it says it should be 12 font. So I'm going to click the arrow until it shows 12. Press save. The spacing after should be 6 point. That's the one below. Click up one time. It shows 6. Press save to lock it in. Then it says change the case of this headline to uppercase, so all caps. I'm going to go to home tab. I'm going to find my change case button, which is represented by a capital A and a lowercase a. Click the drop down, select uppercase. The entire line is now in all caps. Press save to lock it in. Next, it says we want to change the font size to 28-point font. It's currently on 24 on my home tab. Click the drop down, select 28. It's now 28-point font. Press save. Again, if the video goes a little fast, please stop and pause as you need to, rewind if you need to, but I do need to go a little quickly so that I get the entire project on one video. All right, we're now on number 5. I'm going to I'm just going to click in a blank spot to unselect that, and I'm going to press save. Next, it says we want to copy the text Avery University from the heading paragraph that has financial aid department. I'm going to scroll up to the top. Financial aid department is here. Avery University is at the end. I'm going to click and drag from the A to the Y, and I'm going to click the copy button on the home tab because it specifically says copy. Then it says paste it in the blank line that's after that headline we worked with. So I'm going to scroll down, and because I have my formatting marks on, I can clearly see the blank line that they were talking about that's below the headline we were working with. So I'm just going to click in front of that formatting mark, and then I'm going to press the paste button. It's there. I'm pressing save. Next, it says we want to go to Monday, November 8th and bold it. So below that, there's Monday, November 8th. I'm going to click and drag, stop at the 8. When I release, I have a shortcut menu. It says I need to bold. I can click the B for bold from there. Just click in a blank spot to unselect, press save to lock it in. We're now on number 7. It says create a bulleted list that starts with Monday, November 8th and goes all the way to individual meetings. That's these first 2 lines. So I'm going to click and drag all the way to the end of that. And then I'm going to click the bulleted point list on the home tab. It now makes it a bulleted point list as directed. Press save, lock it in. Click anywhere to unselect. Then it says on number 8, add the words requesting the after the word for in the line the workshops present blah blah blah. So I'm going to click after the space formatting mark. So when you type, you press space in between each words, and this dot, because we have formatting marks on, represents a space. So I'm now going to type the word requesting the, and I'm pressing space between. So now it reads as it says, the workshops present guidelines for requesting the blah blah blah. Press save. Now I'm going to go to number 9. It says italicize the words often with interest in the paragraph that begins loans. So I'm going to scroll down. This is the paragraph that begins loans. The words often with interest. I'm going to click and drag from the O all the way to the T. Stop at the T. I get my shortcut menu. I'm going to click the I for italics. It is now italicized as directed in number 9. Press save. Unselect. Then on number 10, it says, delete the unnecessary sentence. Jobs are usually available on campus. And so under work study, I'm going to start with the J. Jobs are usually available on campus. Go all the way to the period. I've selected the line. Now on my keyboard, I'm going to press the delete key, and it is now gone. Notice there is a space after that period. I'm just going to backspace to remove that so that the line ends with the period, which is the end of that sentence. And I'm going to press save to lock it in. Now on number 11, says we want to emphasize the workshop list from the paragraph beginning with grants and ends with work study. So I'm going to start here with grants. I'm going to click and drag all the way to the end of the work study line. I've selected it, and it tells me that what we want to do is change the font to, I think this is Tribucket MS. So I'm going to click my drop down, and to get there quickly, I'm actually going to type the first 3 letters of the font, which is Tribucket. That is the one we want, and it's actually in my recently used fonts, but that's the one I want to change to. So whether it's at the bottom of your list under the T's or if it's under recently used, just select it. The entire font has changed. That's a SAM step. Press save. Next, I'm going to keep it selected because it says we also want to change the font color. It tells us under theme colors, the 5th one on the 5th row, and it tells us what the name should be. This is my font color button. I'm going to click the drop down under theme colors. I'm going to count down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to count over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest my mouse, and it says the words dark red, accent 1, darker 25%. That's the one in the directions under 11B. Select it. The font color changed. Press save. We're on number 12. Number 12 says draw attention to the web address as follows. It says first remove the hyperlink. So what I want to do is go to the hyperlink, and I'm going to actually right click. It brings a shortcut menu, and I'm going to say remove hyperlink because that's what number 12A says to do. Press save to lock in that step. Then it says add a text effects to that line. So I'm going to click and drag from the www in with the .edu, don't include the period, and text effects is on the home tab. It's represented by an A with a blue glow. I'm gonna click the drop down. It says we want an outline text effects, and it says it should be under theme colors. Well, under the outline section, the 6th one on the first row. So I'm on outline under theme colors. This is the first row. I'm gonna count over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It says the words orange accent 2. That's in the directions. Select it. It changed. Press save to lock in that step. Remember, if I'm going too fast, you can always stop the video. Number 13 says format the paragraph beginning complete financial aid guidelines. And we want to center it, so that's this line. I'm going to just click in front of the C, go to Home tab, press the center button. It's now centered. Press save. It says we want to add a paragraph shading. So I'm going to triple click 1, 2, 3 to select the whole line. I'm going to go to the paragraph group, paragraph shading button, click the drop down. It says we want the 5th column, 2nd row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Row 1, row 2. And it says the words dark red, accent 1, lighter 80%. That's the one we want. Select it. The entire line is now has a shading. We're going to press save to lock it in. Unfortunately, we're out of time for this video, so I'm going to have to stop here, and then we're going to pick up with the rest of the video or the rest of the project in video number 2. Thank you for watching. Bye.